Every time the man took his medicine, he secretly spat it out when the guards weren't watching, once sure no one was around. He pulled a bottle of antibiotics from his clothes, then tied a stolen fishing line to it, fastening the other end to his back molar. When everything was ready, he shoved the bottle into his mouth and swallowed it. Next, he took apart a lighter, keeping only the flint and hiding it under his fingernail. He wrapped a shoelace around his wrist, hooked his thumb under the edge of the table, and yanked hard, dislocating his thumb on purpose. The pain made him break out in cold sweat, but he endured it, knowing this was his only chance to escape. The man had killed 2 people and thought he'd spend the rest of his life in prison. But then fate changed. The police captain's son was diagnosed with blood cancer, and only the man's bone marrow was a match. He saw this as his one opportunity, which led to his desperate plan. The next day, heavily guarded, he was taken to the hospital, but with his hands chained, he couldn't reach his back to donate the marrow. While the doctors discussed what to do, he quietly brought the antibiotic bottle back from his stomach into his mouth. The doctors uncuffed him and strapped him to the bed, preparing anesthesia. But they didn't know he had already bitten through the bottle and swallowed the antibiotics. Soon, a doctor noticed something strange. The man's vitals showed he wasn't sedated. Just as they tried again, he made his move. Chaos erupted in the room. He broke free, grabbed an electric iron, and crawled into service duct. Using the iron as a handle, he slid down into the laundry room. By then, the hospital was on lockdown. He put on a doctor's white coat to disguise himself. To fully escape, he had to remove his leg shackles. Using a card as cover, he sneaked into radiology, where he threatened a doctor with a knife, forcing him to cut the shackles with a welding torch. Then he grabbed an acetylene tank and ran to the server room, spraying gas everywhere. Just then, the police captain cornered him, ordering him to surrender, but the man threw down an ignition source, triggering a massive explosion. The blast destroyed the hospital's power, plunging it into darkness, cutting off surveillance. The man then covered barbed wire with a tarp, climbed the fence, smashed a window, and slipped into another building. After breaking a hole in the wall with an axe, he crawled into the sewer, and when the manhole cover finally lifted, he was free.